minutes in the first half because he had foul trouble. Mark Fox obviously not pleased with his effort, and they have got to get their leading scorer untracked on the offensive end to get back in this ball game.
We'll have Simeon Bowers draped on him, guarding him in the post, and there it is right there. Bowers was behind him, and Granger knocked it out of bounds.
Georgia with 9 turnovers in the first half, many unforced errors. I'm confident Mark Fox talked about that part of his game at halftime.
Frazier that time turns it over on the drive. Lang down low, it's Bowers.
Nice control by Bowers that time, not trying to force something that wasn't there, which he did twice in the first half. Got called offensive fouls both times.
Spencer on a drive. Man, nice drive. Baseline and a bucket.
Well, the defender thought he was going to use the screen over the top, and he fooled him. Just went right down the baseline all the way to the goal. Nice, smart play by the senior Charles Mann.
Shot clock at 10 for Dunnins. Up top to Bowers. Swing past to Lang. He's had the hot hand, and it continues. A career night for T.J. Lang.
And it shows you the chemistry of a basketball team, because Bowers, he had a wide open three and recognized his buddy T.J. Lang, who's got the hot hand, was sitting on the right side and gave it to him for the three.
Maton mid-range jumper is true. First bucket for Maton.
Yeah, and coming into the game, it bears repeating, he was 11 of 38 in his last 2 games, so clearly not been playing well.
Frazier on the push. Finds Gaines, and he is lassoed down by T.J. Dunnins.
I'll tell you what, that could have been an intentional foul right there. Nice ball movement by Bowers. Create the three-point look for T.J. Lang. He has been on fire the last week and a half. Again, the son of Antonio Lang from Mobile, who played for Mike Krzyzewski on 2 NCAA championship teams at Duke.
And he gains a 70% free throw shooter. 17 double-digit games this season. They split the freebies. The lead for Auburn is 14. If you're Georgia defensively, Coach, what do you do to try to change the rhythm of this Auburn offense?
Well, they're trying to change it by changing defenses. They went to the zone that time, but Auburn continues to shoot it well. I think they're going to give Bowers that shot. If he makes them, Georgia could be in trouble.
Ordinarily, Bowers not very good from behind the arc. And then another turnover. I think that was man, and Auburn will give it right back.
Yeah, again, Auburn on the offensive end, they're getting easy looks right there. They're not going to guard that. And Bowers is capable. Every now and then he'll make a couple like that. Kind of wills them in. Big, strong guy, good athlete. You see his numbers tonight.
Not forced to play.
First basket tonight for him. Yeah.
Not forced to play the point anymore. They've got another ball handler. It was weird. You and I were in Arkansas last week, and just watching a guy 6'7", 250 bringing the ball up the floor, there was something weird about that whole thing.
Yeah, he was like a locomotive, but he did a good job. He had 6 assists in the game at Arkansas.
Pretty move by Maton. Dante Maton, as drastic of an improvement from freshman to sophomore year as anybody in the league.
No, there's no question about it. And again, slow start tonight, no points in the first half. But he's a guy that has really developed into one of the best big men, if not the best big man in the league. They want to run the offense through him. You see him posting up right there. That's a mismatch against Waddell, and he just turns, and he's really developed nice touch off the glass with that right-handed jump hook inside.
We've been talking about the future being bright for Auburn. You think about Georgia, at least in the post, to have Maton back next year as a junior, and Agbede as his game continues to develop. That would be something to be excited about back in Athens.
And I think Mike Edwards, the freshman, is also going to develop into a good player at Georgia in time. He's in the game right now, number 32.
Bowers had a couple of chances at it from close range, could not connect.
Interesting that two of those three guys we talked about for Georgia, Yante Maton, Mike Edwards, are from the state of Michigan. So developing a little post pipeline, if you will, from Michigan.
Maton goes to work on Bowers, who bumps him and commits the foul.
Let's see if Bruce Pearl takes him out. That's 3 on Bowers. I think they're going to leave him in.
Now, Bowers has the girth, but I don't know if he has the quickness to keep Maton. They're going to give that foul to Dunnins.
Yeah.
So that's a break.
That was my mistake, and that was a break for Auburn, Mike. You're right.
Could have easily have called that on Bowers. Maton running hook shot, no. Tapped around. Edwards on the return. And finally, Granger clears it for the Tigers.
9th rebound of the game for Granger, doing a good job on the boards.
Edwards with the board. Frazier on the push. Gaines on a 3. Got it.
Great transition by Georgia, quickly getting it down the floor. Auburn scrambling, did not locate Kenny Gaines, and J.J. Frazier found him on the perimeter for the 3 for the Bulldogs.
Dunnins probing, spinning, and somehow got that one to go.
Improvising around the basket. Junior college All-American last year. T.J. Dunnins knows how to score.
Great position by Maton and a beautiful feed by Gino.
Yeah, they overloaded the right side of the floor and cleared out the backside help so they could throw the lob over the fronting defender, which was Bowers. Easy layup. Great execution by Georgia right there.
Whatever the message was to Maton at halftime, it's been delivered well.
Absolutely. There's no doubt.
Points, 8 rebounds a night. Had to make up for that with a lot of great three-point shooting, and they've had that particularly from T.J. Lang.
And of course, Tyler Harris's older brother Tobias, who's in the NBA, played for Bruce Pearl at the University of Tennessee.
Strong take, and that's an offensive foul on Lang. One of the few things he's done wrong tonight. Nice defense here by Charles Mann.
Charles Mann is the senior from Alpharetta, Georgia, Union Grove High School. And they're now going to change that to a block. And I have a feeling, it's funny, I was thinking, I thought he was in the restricted arc.
That's what it is.
And I'm pretty sure that's what they called.
They gave a charge signal initially.
Watch where Lang's feet are. Yeah, he is standing on the restricted arc. That white line, you've got to be outside of that white line. He was standing on the line. Good correction by the officials.
You know what's funny about that? A year ago, that would have been a charge.
That's right.
They just moved the restricted arc area back another foot. You see the 2 lines. That white line is the new line. The blue line was the old line. That's a difference between 3 and 4 feet. And on that play, it was a difference between a block and a charge. Lang takes advantage. 19 points as he continues to have a career night that ties his career high.
I was going to say the same thing. He had 19 at Ole Miss a few weeks ago and 19 here tonight. Lang playing very well.
Man, has it rejected top floor by Spencer. Here comes Brown, alley-oop, and Bowers gets hacked by Gino. And then Bowers mouths off and draws a technical foul.
Well, you can tell the officials are not going to put up with anything.
No.
There's zero tolerance right now on the floor. You can't talk trash talk, and Bowers a little taunting after the foul, and they're going to give him a technical foul.
Bruce Pearl says, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You got fouled. You're going to get 2 free throws. You don't need to say anything.
So Georgia will shoot the 2 free throws, and then the ball will go back to the point of interruption, and that would be the 2 free throws by Bowers after he got fouled on the lob dunk. Yeah, let's see what he said here. You can see he's walking right up And that's what got him. Kenny Paulino just kind of put his hands up like, you're gonna let him do that?
I mean, I didn't think it was anything malicious by Gino on the foul. It's going to take a lot more than Kenny Paulino to knock Simeon Bowers out of the way. Watch this. See an alley-oop pass, and you know, that's a little love push, but I mean, Bowers, I don't even know if he felt that.
Exactly. He didn't. But anytime they're going up for a lob, they're going to protect those airborne players, and that's what the call was right there.
Sure.
And of course, the technical by Lee Cassell was basically to say and send a message to the players, we're not going to put up with anything.
Right.
We had the problem at the end of the first half. We're not going down that road again.
4 points now for Bowers. Got into early foul trouble. But a unique player. You know, he came to campus over 280 pounds. I mean, he was a load. A 6'7" big post player down low, and then he shed about 30 pounds. Mentioned earlier he was forced to play some point guard this year.
Right. Of course, junior college player. Played at Chipola Junior College down in Marianna, Florida on the Gulf Coast. Good program down there, now coached by Brett Campbell.
Oh, you are full of information. Look at that poll. Chipola's a great JUCO for college baseball players. A lot of good baseball players come out.
They have a good athletic program down there.
Frazier weaving, stops and pops in, knocks down the 15-footer.
You gotta love that little guy. Last year as a sophomore, put up 37 at Mississippi State, and he hadn't backed down since. He's been one of the top shooters in the SEC all year.
Granger takes it strong and gets the bump. One thing we know about both these teams, with the way they're coached, you're not going to see them give up.
Oh, absolutely
They'll
not.
play hard to the very end.
Yeah, both teams extremely well coached. And I would say the coaching overall, Mike, in the SEC right now is as good as it's been in a long time. When you look at the 4 new coaches that have come into the league, Ben Howland, look what he's doing right now at Mississippi State. And, of course, Rick Barnes, we've talked about him at Tennessee. Avery Johnson, you and I both think should be given strong consideration for SEC Coach of the Year. And I think Michael White's done a remarkable job at Florida.
Yeah, I do. I agree. Got a good chance to get the Gators in the tournament in his first year. Granger eyes and buys the second. He's got 10. Frazier on a pull-up. Not a bad look, just couldn't get it to drop.
Carr Spencer continues to do good work around the basket, scoring and rebounding tonight.
Man, to Frazier for 3. Bullseye, and Georgia starting to creep back into it. The lead is 10.
Beautiful job of running the transition game by Charles Mann. Pushed it quickly as the Auburn defense was scrambling back. He knew exactly where Frazier was, got it to him so he could play some string music.
That is a guy that can ignite in a hurry, but so is Jordan Granger. This Auburn team now 9 of 17 from downtown.
And shades of last Wednesday at Arkansas, winning the basketball game from the arc.
There's an offensive foul called on Georgia.
Yeah, here comes Charles Mann in transition. The white shirt scrambling back. Dunnan's late getting to Frazier defensively. And then on the other end, Jordan Granger. Jordan Granger. And Bruce Pearl, he says, well, we'll take it.
Got to be happy with the 3-point barrage for Auburn. Maybe it's just when we come to town, Auburn decides to hit a flurry of threes. They had 15 of them in the win at Arkansas.
Well, it's probably because you and I were such great shooters back in our day.
Inspirational.
I'm thinking that's what it is.
Dunnan's from the parking lot. Almost got that one to bank in. Frazier with 7 of Georgia's last 8 points. Maton gets rejected by Spencer. Follow-up second time is good by Mike Edwards.
Well, good offense, good defense. Getting the ball deep to Maton. Spencer with a great block, and Edwards staying after it on the offensive board.
And then Auburn turns it over. Georgia trying to get back into this game, down by 11. 11:45 to play. Tigers lead the Bulldogs. Frazier gliding into front court. Leads it off for Mann. Gaines going to pull up on a three. Buries the triple. And it's 55-47.
Well, huge play out of the timeout to get Gaines the look, and he knocked it down. They're going to go back to the 2-3 zone. They think this is more effective. And their rebounding the second half has been much better. They're up 7 rebounds over Auburn in the second half is the Georgia Bulldogs. Yeah, you can take a look at the little screen, just a little handoff there by Charles Mann. Kenny Gaines squares the shoulders, knocks it down. Big shot right there to cut the lead to 8 points.
Kenny Gaines has some of the best form of any jump shooter that you'll find. Always elevates well, tough to block his shot. Perfect wrist action, elbow in tight. Meanwhile, laying a career high 20 points and looking for lucky number 21 right here. Ten-point lead. Man draws a reach-in foul on Dunnins.
That's where Mann's so effective. He's a big, strong point guard that usually goes up against a smaller guard and uses his strength to muscle into the lane on the dribble, draw fouls, as we mentioned, 5th all-time in SEC history in free throw attempts.
15 foul on Auburn. Nate corrals the inbounds, and Frazier will set it up. Frazier takes it strong, had it blocked, and then off the foot of Williams out of bounds. It will be Georgia ball.
Fisher were a little unsure there of who the ball went out on, but they got it right. It definitely went off of the Auburn player's foot right there.
Keep in mind, only 7 seconds on the shot clock here. Tried to sneak it in to Frazier, and that time he's just pushed. Williams has been all over him like a cheap suit. You like the hustle by New Williams, but you got to give him a little space. That's team foul number 6. Georgia 1 away from the bonus.
Yeah, they're going to get New Williams out of the game. He's a little too emotional right now. Didn't feel like he committed the foul. You got to let it go. I mean, they're not going to make every call perfect for you.
It's a turnover on the inbounds. Brown stops short, throws it up top, and then Mann with a reach-in foul.
Yeah, well, great job defensively by Horace Spencer. Look at him get up the elevator shaft there to get that inbounds pass, and then good recovery by Yonte Maiden to shut down the drive by Bryce Brown.
That is the 4th foul on Charles Mann. With 10:41 to go. Nate left alone, 15-footer. He can knock that down, but not this time.
Granger now double-figure rebounds.
Granger left alone for 3. Board on one end, bucket on the other. A double-double for Granger.
Tennessee again won in Knoxville. We'll see what happens tonight in Columbia.
Of course, Tennessee playing without Kevin Punter, one of the top scorers in the SEC. They'll have to overcome that. Maiten goes to work, almost turned it over. Shot clock down to 5. Frazier stopped and pop. Got it. Boy, he is a fun player to watch. At 5'10", the way he can get that shot off.
Georgia going to stay in that zone. key is rebounding. Always hard rebounding in a zone. You don't have set block-out responsibilities, just blocking out an area. So Leonte Mayton, Kenny Paul-Gino, Mike Edwards on the back line need to step up.
It's been the Lang and Granger show. Lang with a career-high 21. Granger his first career double-double. Instead, it's going to be Brown here. Draws the defenders in the air and will go to the free throw line.
We talked about J.J. Frazier in the open, and watch this on the right-hand dribble, pull up quickly over Patrick Kime and knocks down the little short mid-range left-handed jumper.
Well, Gino just picked up his 4th foul. He'll go to the bench. So Mann and Gino each with 4 fouls for Georgia. And just when Georgia gets the offense going, the defense not shutting down Auburn at all.
Well, you can't allow drives against a zone. The zone is built to pack it in, build a wall, if you will, defensively, and not allow drives into the lane. So, again, a breakdown that time. Won't surprise me to see Mark Fox go back man-to-man.
Mayton boards it, and a fresh 30 for the Dogs. Backdoor cut, and Edwards missed the first one, missed the second one. And then a foul on Georgia, reaching. Guy tracked it down and got hammered. And Auburn already in the double bonus with over 8 minutes remaining.
Yeah, that's not good. Again, just break down defensively that time. Couldn't get the ball in. Mike Edwards had 2 shots at point blank range. Freshman could not get him to go. Patrick Kime is 2 for 5 coming into this game. I believe that's his 3rd attempt tonight.
Got the second one. The lead is 14 now for Auburn. These two teams met just 3 weeks ago in Athens, Georgia, with a blowout win. That was right after Auburn found out they'd be without Kareem Canty the rest of the year. Looks like the Tigers have learned how to live without him. Beautiful move there by Mayton.
And you see the kind of things that we've seen from Leonte Mayton all year, averaging 16 points and 8 rebounds, having a tremendous sophomore season, all SEC caliber season, but didn't scratch in the first half. Mark Fox sat him on the bench most of the first half and has come back strong here with 8 points so far in the second stanza.
Shot clock under 10. Time on a drive. Tapped in by Bowers, who slithered in, got by Mayton, and got the bucket.
So physical and so hard at his size and strength to keep him off the glass.
Mayton, I thought he was going to get that strip by Granger. That was like a magic act.
Just kind of ripped it through, and that's what you teach guys to do. Rip the ball through the defender. Be strong with the basketball. That's the second lob play that they've set up for Mayton, overloading the side and pulling the help out of the back.
Time on a 3. Frazier racing, and a reach-in foul on Lang. And that'll bring us to timeout with 7:16 to go. The Auburn Tigers hitting on all cylinders today. Mayton trying to keep Georgia in the game. Georgia with 7 and change to try to make a run here, down by 12.
J.J. Frazier 5th in the SEC last year in free throw percentage at 83. He's right at 80% this year. Little guy, 5'10" from Glenville, Georgia. He's a junior, and he can shoot the basketball.
11 points in the second half now for Frazier.
Here comes a little three-quarter court trap. 1-2-2. Trying to get one trap and back to their half-court defense. Good recovery right there. 1-2-2 zone.
Clock is the ally of Auburn. Almost a turnover, and that's going to be an over and back. That was all caused by great defense from J.J. Frazier.
Hard to tell. It was right in front of us. Let's see if we can see it. Here's the knockaway by Frazier. There's Dunnins with the ball. Yeah, he touched it in the backcourt with both feet and then got it in the backcourt. Good call by the official, Joe Lindsay.
And then a foul on Auburn's Bryce Brown, trying to maintain Gaines on a cut. Kenny Gaines trying to break free for a shot. Georgia can close within single digits here, and that is going to be the 8th foul on Auburn, so a 1-and-1 for Kenny Gaines.
Kenny Gaines is a 70% free throw shooter. Young man that is a senior now, played at Whitfield Academy in Atlanta. Won a state championship there, and it's interesting, he is the recipient of the Joel and Wealthy Eves Scholarship. Of course, Joel Eves is a former basketball coach here at Auburn, won the 1960 SEC championship and became the athletic director later on at Georgia. And when Joel Eves was the AD at Georgia, he hired a football coach that happened to be the freshman coach at Auburn. And his name, of course, was Vince Dooley.
Very nicely done. Auburn bleeding a little more clock here. Let it tick down under 10. Brown for 3. Big shot for Bryce Brown.
Against the zone, Georgia does not have their best defender on that side of the floor to cover the great shooter Bryce Brown.
Loose basketball, jump ball, and the arrow goes to Auburn.
Horace Spencer's just played tremendous tonight. The freshman out of Philly, knocking the ball away, and there's the great pass and shot there by Bryce Brown, who has just been amazing as a freshman here in the last couple of weeks. Again, a week ago tonight at Arkansas, 9 3-point baskets he made, an SEC single season record in this particular season.
He did some variety with those 9 threes too. They were all over the floor. Some were contested, some were open, some were off the bounce. Brown feeling it now and fires up a brick there. Frazier, killer crossover, pull up. That is silky smooth from J.J. Frazier. Brown fouled on the drive. 18 points now for Frazier. Mark Fox just shaking his head. That has been a look that we've seen a lot tonight from the 7th-year head coach at Georgia, Mark Fox. 9 points for Brown, the freshman. And when you think about it, Auburn's having a career night for Lang, for Granger. You just mentioned how well Horace Spencer has played. Bryce Brown is heating up now. I mean, Simeon Bowers really hasn't given him a whole. South Carolina, the Gamecocks looking for another victory at home, where they've been awfully tough this season. That's coming up after we're done here on the Plains. Tennessee at Carolina.
South Carolina 22-5 overall. Second place to Kentucky in the league at 9-5 right now.
Foul by Spencer. And more free throws upcoming for Georgia. 4th foul on Spencer. And it's going to send a guy to the line we haven't really talked much about. Etorian Willridge is part of that freshman class, 6'6", out of Beaumont, Texas. He's a good-looking athlete. I think in time he'll be good, but you know, he's a guy that if you had a healthy Juwan Parker, if you had all your guys, I'm not sure if he would get as many minutes. One. And Frazier, smallest guy on the floor, just got the rebound. Another jump ball, and it will be Georgia basketball. just throws it away.
You take a look at the bracketology right now. 1, 2, 3, 4 teams in right now. Vanderbilt last 4 in, that's 5. Alabama next 4 out, that would be 6. So 6 in the conversation. Texas A&M having a battle tonight in College Station with Mississippi State up 3 inside 2 minutes.
It took a while for Mississippi State to figure it out, but they have figured it out under Coach Allen here late in the season. Frazier on the push. Stop and pop. Boy, that shot's money for him.
I tell you, he may be the best pull-up shooter off the dribble in the SEC. Just real quick feet, great form. Georgia staying in the zone. Kenny Gaines at the point in a 1-2-2. They're trying to match up with the perimeter guys. They got to find, of course, Bryce Brown out of the game. They got to keep an eye on Dunnins.
Good defense there. Man to Gaines. Look out! And the foul. No foul called.
That was unreal.
What an unbelievable finish by Kenny Gaines. My goodness.
What an athlete is Kenny Gaines. I mean, he went up trying to tear the goal off.
Yes, he did.
Got a little congestion up by the rim by the Auburn defender, but still got it to go.
Bowers creating space, and he'll get a hoop and harm.
The Georgia Bulldogs have cut this to 8.
A&M.
The report we got is they are tied inside 30 seconds down in College Station. How about Ben Howland, the job he's done bringing the Bulldogs back this year?
Frazier bumped and fouled by Spencer. And for whatever reason, gives him a stare as he hits the deck.
There's a nice drive. You see the crossover. The littlest guy on the floor attacks the rim and gets the foul from a 6'9" shot blocker and Horace Spencer. Very slippery in there is J.J. Frazier. That's 21 points for Frazier. 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. Pretty good night for the little guy out of Glenville, Georgia.
It's the 4th foul on Spencer. Frazier with 22.
One, 2-2, 3/4 court trap.
You know, it doesn't seem like this is a 6-point game because Auburn has dominated it, but here we are, 2-possession game.
Georgia's going to now pick up man-to-man out of that zone trap, back man.
It's the closest this game has been since Auburn led it 23-17 in the first half. Shot clock at 5. Now to 2. Dunnins just going to fire up a heave. And there's Frazier to collect the rebound. Finds Gaines for 3. Tapped around and another possession. Frazier for 3. Gino had it. And collected by Granger. Boy, Georgia had 2 excellent looks at the basket.
By their 2 best three-point shooters. They get that one of those to go down, and we got a 3-point ball game. Tough break for Mark Fox's team right there. Auburn's running the shot clock down and not getting a good look.
Dunnins with authority. Gaines on a 3 straight away, rattles out, tapped around, and finally collected by Brown. Well, you had 3 good looks by your top 2 shooters.
And you know, down the stretch in big games like this, your key guys need to step up. And that time, Kenny Gaines, Frazier before couldn't quite get it done. Auburn's going to use the clock now.
That's going to be a shot clock violation. Watch the high rising T.J. Dunnins.
Hello, Atlanta, Georgia. hometown of T.J. Dunnins. A little stufferino for the senior. High riser. They're glad to have him back, aren't they?
No doubt about it. Georgia needs a bucket badly here. Under 80 seconds to go. Frazier gliding in, missed it. Out of bounds, and Georgia basketball. Now they could review that. We're in the final 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, they are. They're going to take a look.
You see Joe Lindsay. Got to go to the table.
Let's take a look right here.
I thought it was off of Edwards.
Well, the ball, if the ball went out of bounds there, I think it was off Auburn. Kenny Paulgino went out to try to save it, but I think it had already landed out of bounds, I believe is what. And if that's the case, I do believe they got the call right.
We understand Texas A&M has knocked off Mississippi State 68-66.
Wow.
The Aggies survive a home court scare.
Yeah, I believe I think they blew the whistle too quick here. The ball, well, it hits
the baseline there.
It hits the line. So now who did it hit last? And I don't know. It could go either way.
I'm gonna take a gander at this because I've seen enough of these this year where if it's that close, they're just going to stay with the original call.
I would say you're probably right.
Has to be indisputable to overturn it.
Yeah, they're going to stay with the call. Joe Lindsay telling the Auburn staff that it's Georgia's basketball. 8-point deficit. 1:14 to go. Georgia needs to score on this possession.
Gaines the trigger man to Maton and up top to Frazier. Frazier trying to find somebody. Maton kick out Gaines on a three. No. Another offensive rebound. Gino on a three. No. Yet another chance. Is Frazier on a pull-up. Frazier, no. And finally into the hands of Spencer. My goodness, Georgia 0 for its last 7. A lot of good looks.
Yeah, and the rebound right there by Mike Edwards was knocked away out of his hands by T.J. Dunnins. That was the key play right there on that possession. But as you said, Mike, Georgia with a lot of good looks by their best shooters, and they've just gone cold here the last 2 minutes.
If you're Mark Fox, you're saying, I can't draw up anything better. I mean, all you ask for as a coach is to get good open looks and have your best players taking those shots, and that's what Georgia's had here. And the last couple of possessions, they have not been able to capitalize as Spencer knocks down the free throw. He has 9 tonight.
Georgia's lost 3 of their last 4 games. They won at Mississippi State, which looks like a really good win right now, as well as the Bulldogs are playing. But they've had a tough run at Kentucky, lost to Florida at home, and then they lost at Vanderbilt on Saturday.
Gaines. Another one. And he got fouled, plus the basket, a chance for a 4-point play.
Well, that's the Kenny Gaines that the Bulldog faithful know and love right there. The athleticism from deep to jump up to knock.
And he left it short. Oh, my. It's just been that kind of night for Georgia. You know, you scratch and claw your way back into this game. You had some really good looks. You're kind of dejected that you don't take advantage. Then, just when you think you're dead and buried, you hit a potential 4-point play, and one of your best free throw shooters can't connect at the line. Georgia 15 of 22 tonight from the charity stripe.
How about Jordan Granger tonight? A double-double. He's had a heck of a basketball game. He's made 3 3-point baskets. The 6'8" junior out of St. Louis.
18 points and 11 rebounds for Granger. You see Chuck Person to left of Bruce Pearl, the rifleman, one of the great shooters in SEC history. Gaines going to pull up again and knocks down another one. 5-point game.
How good is he? I'll tell you. Of course, he missed some a few minutes ago that were critical, but back-to-back threes to keep Georgia in this thing.
And now Dunnins will go back to the free throw line. Not a bad guy to foul.
I mean, this is from off the left-hand dribble. That's just pure upper body strength to jump up from about 22 feet and knock down a huge three for the Dogs.
And lower body strength ain't bad either, is it?
That's true. He's quite an athlete.
Dunnins knocks down the first. Auburn 22 of 30 from the free throw line. Gaines again. Got it again. 3-point game with 23 seconds remaining.
TJ Dunnins wouldn't be a bad guy either. He's at well, he's only 64%.
And that's exactly who they foul. Gaines commits it. 20.9 seconds left. Reminder, Georgia has no timeouts remaining. A 3-point game. Auburn on top of Georgia. Mike Morgan, Joe Dean Jr. here from the Auburn Arena. The Tigers who got TJ Dunnins back. He's been battling a knee injury. They're without Tyler Harris tonight with a concussion. But Dunnins has allowed Simeon Bowers to play his true position in the paint. And he's given the Tigers a ball handler and a guy that can help run this offense, which has been pretty fluid tonight, Joe.
It really has. They've done a great job without a true point guard. Dunnins has done a good job. Bryce Brown handling the ball. And I just think the size and the strength of Auburn has been effective tonight.
Frazier draws the contact and the foul. You just got to let him have that, don't you?
Well, you can't let him get inside like that. I mean, you've got to send two defenders at him as he starts to penetrate and try to get the ball out of his hands.
Spencer just fouls out.
Spencer had an excellent game. The freshman, 6'9". Findlay Prep is where he played high school basketball. He's from Philadelphia.
9 points, 8 rebounds for Spencer. Reminder, as soon as we're through here, we'll take it to Columbia, South Carolina. Gamecocks of the Volunteers about to lace them up at the Colonial Life Arena. Frazier has been terrific in this second half. Knocks down the first. 23 points for J.J. Frazier. One thing about Georgia this year, it's been Heartbreak Hotel. They have had several games decided in the final minutes and by less than 5 points. 4 and 5 in games decided by 4 OS. And they're 2 and 5 in games that came down to the final possession. A couple of those in overtime.
And you can always point to those kind of games in a season, which determines what kind of record you have. Those games have not gone Georgia's way for most of the year.
No, they haven't.
And let's make it one more accomplishment that when they get more playing time down the road, are going to be good players.
Dunnins gets it again and quickly fouled.
I'm curious that they don't even look to Bryce Brown in this situation. He's their best free throw shooter, and he was all the way at the other end of the floor. He is, as I mentioned, of course, he's only been to the line 34 times. He's 28 out of 34, 82%. I guess they think Dunnins maybe handles pressure better down in this type of situation.
He's your veteran, and he rattles on the first.
And that's 3 in a row for him, so that's why I'm sitting over here and Bruce Pearl's coaching over there.
It's back to a 2-possession game. Again, Georgia has no more timeouts in their back pocket. Should be the dagger. Frazier is fouled. Auburn just doesn't want to go and celebrate this one. There's just no reason to foul there. You let it run out. Georgia doesn't have a 5-point play in their back pocket, I don't believe.
Well, that's just a mental mistake right there. You can't even come close to the guy in this situation.
Want to Remind everybody, Tennessee, South Carolina coming up. It's already begun on the SEC Alternative Channel if you want to tune in now. If not, we will send you to Columbia rapidly as soon as the final 13 and change come off the clock here. It looks like Auburn is in good shape to pick up the W and improve to 5-10 in conference play. For Georgia, tough loss. They're really going to have to dominate the rest of the way and have a great run in Nashville to have any chance at an NCAA tournament bid. If not, the NIT very well could be in the Bulldogs' future. 25 now for Frazier. Jackson checks back in for Edwards.
Georgia will host Ole Miss on Saturday here on the SEC Network, noon Eastern. It'll be a big game for both of those teams.
Oh, here we are again. 3-point lead. Bowers can roam the baseline, throws it into Brown.
There you go.
He will foul Bryce Brown.
And now that TJ Dunnins is out, that's the next guy they want to shoot the free throw. Right. So interesting by Bruce Pearl. He likes Dunnins in the pressure situation, even though on the stat sheet his percentage is not as good. But here comes Bryce Brown at 82% to shoot these free throws. Hopefully for the Auburn faithful to ice this game.
Brown, a good looking freshman. Silky smooth on the first. A young man who only had one SEC offer, and that came from Bruce Pearl in Auburn.
Yeah, he told us today that he could do the two things he wanted to see a player do. He could shoot the ball and he could defend.
Right.
He needs to work on his ball handling and being able to create a shot off the dribble, but I think he'll continue to get better.
Frazier from long range knocks it down with what's left. Got to have a quick foul. Bowers throws it into Brown. And the whistle comes with 3.8 on the clock.
Well, I'll tell you, this is an incredible shot by the little lefty, J.J. Frazier. Down goes Frazier for the three to cut it to one. Bryce Brown at the line. All he can do is get it to a 3-point game, which again would give Georgia a chance to get a quick shot up to tie this game and send it to overtime.
29 for Frazier. He is one of the more fun players to watch in college basketball.
He really is. It's fun to watch little guys play.
It is.
Don't worry about how tall you are, guys out there. Worry about how hard you play, how much you develop your skills. Like little JJ's learn how to handle it and shoot it. It's not the size that counts, it's the ability.
JJ might have a chance to launch one more here. 3.8, and Bruce Pearl's going to call a timeout. Make sure he's
a three.
They got it to Frazier. Frazier will launch. And did he get fouled on the floor?
Oh my gosh. It was on the floor though. It
on
was
the floor.
Not in the act of shooting. So
it'll be two shots and not three with 1.6. That's actually a pretty smart play. A gutsy play, but a smart one at that.
Well, Frazier's going to, there's the push by New Williams. Well, that was close.
Yeah, he didn't even mean to do it.
Now, that was close to being a foul in the act of shooting. Frazier needs to make the first one. They're going to have to miss the second one and try to get a rebound by Edwards or Mayton inside in a stick back.
Well, now you need a lot of things to go your way. You need to miss it, and you need it to kick off behind the three-point arc to have any chance. Got Jackson and Gino lined up behind the arc just in case the ball gets there. Frazier going to miss this one on purpose. Throws it off, and a rebound Auburn, and that'll do it. Tigers hold on, 84-81, your final score, as we send you now to Columbia, South Carolina.